Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe to our channel as we dive into tons of hidden gem movies ready to premiere. Want to watch the full movie? Get a lifetime subscription to a popular streaming service for just $1.99. Link in the description. Film opens with a picturesque view of São Paulo, transitioning into Barbara Babi Vieira's cozy apartment. The morning light streams through the half-drawn curtains, highlighting wedding magazines and notes scattered across the table. Babi, a meticulous accountant, is deep into planning her dream wedding to Caio Siqueira, a charming and confident entrepreneur. Caio surprises Babi with flowers, wrapping his arms around her as she shares wedding details. His playful demeanor puts her at ease, though the camera lingers on Babi's thoughtful gaze, hinting at a subtle tension beneath the surface. Caio informs Babi that he must testify in a preliminary hearing regarding his company's dealings with a construction firm accused of money laundering. He brushes it off as routine, assuring Babi that his business partner, Tiago Farias, has the necessary documents to prove their innocence. While Caio's confidence reassures her, Babi's professional instincts as an accountant compel her to review the company's financial reports later. Caio gifts Babi a pair of elegant earrings, telling her, "You'll be the most beautiful bride." Though momentarily swept up in his affection, Babi cannot shake a lingering unease. Over dinner, Babi reflects on recurring dreams she's been having, dreams of betrayal. Her best friend, Patricia Patty Alencar Rachetti, teases her, suggesting that the dreams may symbolize fears about commitment. Patty's humor brings levity to the scene, though the question remains, are these dreams a product of Babi's insecurities, or is her intuition warning her of something deeper? Babi begins noticing small inconsistencies in Caio's stories. His frequent trips to Rio de Janeiro, though plausible, feel oddly timed, and his explanations lack the transparency she's used to in their relationship. As doubts creep in, she prepares to attend his hearing to show her support. At the courthouse, Babi watches as Caio confidently defends his company's dealings under the stern gaze of Judge Marco Ladea. Marco's composed and enigmatic demeanor sets him apart, and his piercing gaze seems to pick up on Babi's subtle discomfort. After the hearing, Caio leaves for Rio, leaving Babi to manage her growing doubts alone. Thiago, ever supportive, offers words of encouragement. Patty throws Babi a bachelorette party to lift her spirits. The night is filled with laughter and surprises, but things take a dark turn when Babi receives an anonymous gift, a photograph of Caio with another woman. The revelation shatters Babi's world. Overwhelmed by the betrayal, she retreats into herself, unable to process the magnitude of what she's discovered. Thiago and Patty try to console her, but their efforts are no match for her heartbreak. Determined to uncover the truth, Babi sneaks into Caio's office with Thiago's help. There, they find a love letter celebrating Caio's 2-year affair with a woman named Nicole, along with financial records pointing to fraudulent activities. As realization dawns, Babi is devastated by both the personal and professional betrayal. In a moment of raw emotion, Babi destroys some of Caio's prized possessions in his office. Her anger, unfiltered and cathartic, stands in stark contrast to her typically composed nature. Alone in her apartment, Babi grapples with her emotions. Seeking answers, she asks her virtual assistant, "Why did he betray me?" The automated response only highlights her isolation, leaving her to confront her heartbreak on her own. Caio returns, pleading for forgiveness. He insists that Nicole meant nothing and that it was all a mistake, but Babi remains resolute. "You've already destroyed us," she says, shutting the door on their relationship. Judge Marco Ladea reappears, offering Babi a listening ear and a quiet strength. Over drinks, they share an honest conversation, hinting at a connection that goes beyond professional respect. Babi's apartment is broken into, but nothing valuable is taken. The intrusion leaves her shaken, and she suspects Caio, though she has no concrete proof. Marco, upon learning about the incident, insists on helping her. Seeking to reclaim her independence, Babi reconnects with an old hobby, motorcycles. She joins a club where she is surprised to find Marco as a fellow member. Their shared interest brings them closer, though both are cautious about their growing bond. During a group ride, Marco and Babi take a detour to a secluded beach. As the sun sets, they share a moment of vulnerability and hope. For the first time since Caio's betrayal, Babi feels a spark of optimism. Babi receives a threatening note warning her to stay away from Marco. Combined with the earlier break-in, the mystery surrounding Caio's activities deepens. Babi discovers that Caio's financial discrepancies are tied to a larger money laundering operation involving a dangerous cartel. Marco steps in to help her build a case, though his closeness to Babi sparks jealousy in Thiago. Marco invites Babi to dinner, where they enjoy a quiet evening together. However, their moment is interrupted by the unexpected arrival of Marco's estranged wife, Paula, whose accusations reveal the complexities of Marco's past. Babi suffers a motorcycle accident, landing her in the hospital. Marco stays by her side, but the strain of unresolved doubts and external threats looms over their relationship. Marco opens up about his past, his failed marriage, his daughter Vittoria's rare condition, and his relentless fight for justice. Babi begins to see him in a new light, though she remains cautious about their growing connection. Thiago's duplicity is exposed when he kidnaps Babi, intending to silence her before she can present evidence against him and Caio. In a gripping sequence, Marco tracks Babi to a remote location, confronting Thiago and Caio. The tense standoff ends with the police arriving to arrest the conspirators. Babi, shaken but resilient, begins rebuilding her life. 6 months later, she runs her own accounting firm with renewed confidence. Marco, now divorced, balances his career and fatherhood. The film ends with Babi and Marco sharing a quiet moment against the São Paulo skyline. Their bond, strengthened by adversity, symbolizes hope and healing for the future.